Yeah, my dad was bitching. He said he wanted to know what John Wayne was making. He said if he got a raise, he's going to be mad.
You better get mad, because I guarantee he's making more than everybody else. Or else they wouldn't keep calling him back every time he cries up for
Traveling south here on 22, Pennsylvania, going toward Pittsburgh. Get on the 79, head over to West Virginia, and up and down this strip. Several state police, local police, pulling big trucks over. Most of these drivers don't realize that they have a right to ask that officer to show his DOT certification before they can conduct any inspections. Because if they don't have a certification, they are not legal to inspect a big
I don't
truck.
know how true it is, but I heard everybody was under.
And they have to have a reason for pulling you into a non-sanctioned scale.
The water coordinator said if he could find closer trucks, they were going to use the wall.
But we're going to keep the sign a little bit, do a little bit of recording.
Squeeze them out.
You'll spot a few here and there, maybe, I hope. I know there's two already rolling in the same direction right in front of me. A state trooper and a local Leo, which in our terminology would be a full-grown or a Smoky Bear, or local Leo, or county Mountie, which would be county police. And right now I'm right behind what they call a grain hopper. They loaded up a grain, bring it into the feed plants, and dump it into a pit.
I don't think they have 6 trucks to haul with. Well, if a mechanic work on kid over there, they'll always be broke down.
Well, as y'all know, I can't live stream yet. I still need to get my subscription up to 1,000 subscribers before I can start live streaming. But I neglected to mention good morning all. Right now I'm about 20 miles outside of Pittsburgh on Route 22 headed south. Well, now west. Changed up about 3 miles back. Roll this window up, kill some of that road noise. While I'm on the stream here, I just wanted to make a mention. I know a lot of you don't know much about big trucks, drive, motorcycles or cars or trucks, little pickup trucks or something of that nature. But I ask, I'm not demanding it, I'm not telling, because everybody has their own rights and they have their own opinions to do what they need to do. But as a courtesy for us big truck drivers.
Hey, you got a bear up there. It's horn off right on your side. It's SUV. You got mud and shore. If it's DOT or not. Okay.
Please give us some respect.
Going down into
When you're
the-
changing lanes in front of us, make sure you have enough distance so that you're not forcing us to hit our brakes.
I'll tell you later, man.
I mean, we're 70, 80,000 pounds. That's, 30, 40 ton. And we cannot stop on a dime. In technical terms, it takes us with a full load on, doing the speed limit, we'll say 55 mile an hour. It takes us 365 feet to stop, to complete stop. So, we ask for that courtesy. Save your lives, save our lives, so we all can go home safely, see our families, see our kids. My daughter sent me a text message this morning and said she had a nightmare that I died. That's not a text message you want to get from your child. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just asking for those who do view and have reasonable understanding to pass the word and have that courtesy for us. We don't want to hurt you, neither do we want to get hurt at all. So basically, I'm just asking for a little road safety gratitude, especially when we get into them big metropolitan cities. Everybody wants to cram up, jam up, and force their way into an off-ramp. You're going, where you're going. You live in that territory. You know what exit you want. Pre-plan it. Get into that lane early enough so that you don't have to worry about cutting 3 lanes over to cut somebody off. Create a situation, a crash, or, cause serious bodily injury. None of us want that. We all want to go home safely. Just like my fellow auditors and cop watchers, they want to go home safely. They don't want to get shot or, tasered or locked up and thrown in jail. And I'm 100% behind them. We as truck drivers, we don't want to go to jail, get locked up, or we don't want to get severely injured or in a crash. We just want to get your products from point A to point B, make our living, put food on the table for our families, and be safe. Our number one key, be safe. But, in this business, the commercial driver's business, we have just as much issues as everybody else. Police like to harass us. They like to pull us over for no reason at all. They like to try to do things outside the law that they aren't capable of doing. You get pulled over by a police officer in a big truck, the only thing he can do is issue you traffic citations. He cannot do a vehicle inspection unless he is a certified DOT inspector. So know that, fellow drivers. If he cannot show you proof that he is a DOT inspector, and he is not allowed to inspect your truck, the only thing he is allowed to do is get your vehicle information, your driver's license, and look at your logs. That they are allowed to do to make sure that you are driving on legal time. He can't review all your logs. He can look at your current day logs. As long as you have it within the 70 and you have the drive time and you are not violating that day's logs, there is nothing he can do. So the only thing he has to do is have a legitimate reason for stopping you. A tail light out, you're crossing the line too many times, you ran a stop sign or a stoplight. He has to have that legitimate reason, just like in a regular motor vehicle. If he does not, then he has no reason to pull you over, unless he is a DOT inspector. A DOT inspector can pull up many different reasons to pull you over. Your mud flap's missing, your tires don't look adequate, you have air leaking when you go by me, all your lights are not working properly. Those little reasons for a spot on look. Those are the reasons that a DOT can pull you over and do a full inspect. Your airbags are sagging real bad, telling me that you're overweight. Those reasons right there. Then he can do, pull you off to a safe zone and do a full DOT inspection. He cannot, and understand this, he cannot do a DOT inspection on the side of an interstate. He has to pull you to a safe zone. On the side of an interstate is not acceptable for a DOT inspection. So know that and understand that too. Looks like we're getting into a little small town traffic buildup here. 40-mile-an-hour speed zone. Looks like it was just that one town back there about 10, 11 miles ago that was looking to get a lot of big trucks in, issue some big money tickets. You see, let's just say, for instance, put it this way. You get pulled over by a local Leo, you got a tail light out. What's the average of that tail light fine? Anywhere from $50 to $150. In a big truck, we're anywhere from $250 to $500. Is that just? In my opinion, no. But because we're a big commercial vehicle and we're held to a higher standards, and even if we did do our pre-trip and everything worked on the vehicle at the time we took off, hey, light bulbs burn out. It's normal. We all know that. What do they want us to do? Stop every hour and do another pre-trip and another one, or en route inspection every hour? We ain't got time for that. We do that, then we ain't getting our deliveries done in time, and then customers are mad, which are the people who are paying us to move their freight. Companies are mad because we're not applying ourselves responsibly, is what they'll tell us. We're not planning our trip right. We're not making the adequate time for our runs. We don't have a lot of time, people. We have a 14-hour work day where we can only drive 11 hours. And that's it. We can't do any more than that. We are federally mandated. That's it. After that 14 hours is up, we can go work for somebody else, but we have to be on duty, not driving, of course. We have to be on duty, which affects our 70 hours that we're allowed to drive a week for OTR drivers. Over the road, that's the abbreviation. For locals, they can do 80 hours, 16-hour days within a 250-mile radius. But when our time is up, it's up. You want us to keep pulling over and do a en route trip inspection every hour for 5 minutes? Well, every hour for 5 minutes, with 11 hours on your drive time, that's another hour lost on your 70 or 14. You don't get that back. So to sit there and hand a big truck a $250, $500 fine for a light being out is just completely absurd. Well, that's my opinion. Others can interject into that comments are well in my reach to observe. Ready, 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 ready. Run it, run it, run it, run it, run it. And there it goes. You see it. 2 cars just ran that red light, knowing what was changing. And look what's coming the other way. If you would have already had his speed up because you know the light was changing, it would have been a mess. It's not worth your lives, people. Not whatsoever. Chatter got quiet again. It was going pretty good there for a minute. I know you heard that one driver on the CB telling you about the full grown up there in the shredder. Shredder is what they call a truck pull-off, and that's where back there now about 17 miles ago is where the local Leos and one full grown was back there pulling trucks in. But the full grown wasn't out of his vehicle, and he should be the one legally to do the DOT inspections if he has his certification. There's another one over here on the left shoulder got pulled over. That's a local Leo. Wardsville Police. Yeah, Pennsylvania does have some strange names for their towns. See my following distance I have behind this truck. That's a safe following distance for me. It's the length of my truck with the spot in front of me. Now you just seen that what we call a wagon, which is a dump truck. You see how he crossed the line and then swerved on back. Well, professional driver, you should have a little more responsibility. Know that you split the lane, you don't hug a line. I apologize for all the vibrating, but you know, it is a big truck.
Then take ramp Drive 376 west.
Alright, now we're coming into a 376 interchange. This is where fun begins.
Continue on warning. Steep hill downwards, then take ramp Drive 376 west. Take ramp Drive 376 west. 0.2 miles, merge on Drive 376 west.
A new message has arrived. A new message has arrived.
That's the ELD telling me that my dispatch is sending me a message.
8.8 miles. Continue on Ender Tunnel.
Oh, easy there, Vance. Cadence. Alright, well, looks pretty peaceful here on the 376. Usually it's a mess, but then again, I'm just a little bit out from Pittsburgh right now. You get down here near the tunnel, that's where it all becomes a mess. So I'm going to leave it on, do a little bit more recording, and see how that point of interest comes in, even at this time of day. So far looking pretty decent. So it looks like a smooth travel for this afternoon, this late morning. Bouncing around a little bit there. Chatter got quiet. That's probably going to spike up in a few minutes though, closer I get to Pittsburgh. A lot of talkers around there. Got a new cop watch down there in Allentown Cop Watch. He's brand new, learning the ropes, but seems like a pretty good kid there. And I do apologize for this video being lateral. I gotta get my new mount for the windshield so I can turn it horizontal and get better vids. I'm gonna slow down and let this truck out. Come on, dig in, dig in. Fuck. Give him an opportunity, you don't want to take it. Nice job. Thank you.
Hey, anyways, brother, I went to come out, I missed you here.
Yeah, that's all right, driver. I figured that after you came to a complete stop.
Yeah, well, that fucking truck fucked me up.
I'm sorry about that. I was trying to get him slow down to give you that opportunity to catch them gears.
Appreciate it.
We got disabled up here on the right shoulder.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Alright, steep downhill, 2.5 miles, 6% grade. I mean, just drivers, check your brakes. Throw the Jakes on.
Yeah, that's what I'm about.
Told you the closer I got to Pittsburgh, the more chatter you're gonna hear.
I got on there Second Avenue, can't do much for you. Pretty good shape back that way. All right, Harry, have a good, safe day today. What do you think we'll see?
Where is my Jake's not working? There we go. Coming to the tunnel, folks. This is what they call the Pittsburgh Tunnel, and you're about to see what I'm talking about. This is every day, all day long. For pretty much practically no reason at all. You'll see it. You're already seeing it build up right now. And it's all going because there's 2 lanes down here on-ramp ramps that they don't give them space for their merge. And this is all drivers, even big trucks. They just get in this lane and they don't care and they just plug it up. So whoever's merging in, they don't give them that opportunity. If you keep your following distance, then people can get their merge and we can just keep right on rolling. That's all it is courtesy among everybody. You get that, we'll all have a smooth day out on the roads. Just like any other situation, though, we all get an asshole that we have to deal with, you know. But it's not going to happen right away. As soon as I get my break or get to my delivery here, I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to put a link in CapCam's live when he goes live, and if he wants to view it. I mean, I'm not playing music in the background, so you don't have to worry about that. And there's really, you know, no nudity or anything, so it doesn't need to be censored for nudity or anything. It's just a public video. And I give them complete 100% permission to play my videos. Won't be no copyright infringement on me. I'm giving them authorization. that sign that you saw me come up on, that means that anybody with explosive chemicals or any type of chemical trucks, they got to take this exit ramp and go around because they do not want that stuff in the tunnel, which I don't blame them. You know, you get propane or something in that tunnel that explodes, that's a nasty situation. So those trucks have to get off the exit and they have to take a roundabout way to get to the other side of the tunnel. But you can start to see what I'm talking about. You see the cars coming up the on-ramp there, and then they're all going to get stuck there on the right shoulder because nobody wants to give them space to get in, which creates this backup. And we're back into losing time. And this is every day in Pittsburgh, folks. I can show you all over the place on 79, 279, 376 here, 76 where it junctions in. It is just as bad all around Pittsburgh. See how you have I don't know if you can see it, you got a 2-lane merge here. You got one right here next to me and then the one right over there. They both come into one. That gets a lot of backup right there. Today it's pretty clean, but a lot of times that's loaded. And here comes a big truck. I'm going to give them space. He had his opportunity, but he's going a little too fast to take that merge. So now look, he forces his way in. And that's what makes, you know, use regular car drivers angry at us. And you start getting angry and makes you box us out even more and more and more. When it's really not really worth it. But he just probably got that attitude because he's calling what's called a rollback. It's a big truck with a rollback bed for picking up containers or tractors or stuff like that. But he's probably been boxed out so much that he just lost respect.